So here I am back again. 4, 5, and 6. Let's nail these down. 4, 5, and 6 use the same concept. Just as 1, 2, 3 use the same concept, 4, 5, and 6 are using the same concept. There's 6 is a little bit more difficult because it talks about central angle. And I guess that might drive you crazy, but too bad. All arcs are named by their central angle. I'll get to that momentarily. But let's go back to 4 and 5, which are exactly the same idea, only one uses congruent arcs and one uses congruent chords. We know, because I'm going to state it again, that if the arcs are congruent, then the chords are congruent that create those arcs. Therefore, this one says these two arcs are congruent. Therefore, these two chords have to be congruent. But the best thing about it is I forgot to, I meant to do this. Oops, I made a mistake. It shows that these two chords are congruent. Therefore, these arcs are congruent. Therefore, this has to be the same as that. Therefore, 38 plus this has to equal 360 because it takes 360 to get all the way around a circle. All right, so all we have to do is say, okay, x plus x plus x plus 38 equals 360. And I'm going to go one step farther. I'm going to say 2 x's plus 38 equals 360 degrees. Now you can solve. Now you can subtract 38 from both sides and then divide both sides by 2. Then you'll find your x, okay? The same thing holds true right here, but they have actual numbers here that tell us that these two chords are congruent. Not just these little hash marks that tell us. Now they tell us that these two chords are congruent. Okay? Therefore, the two arcs out here have to be congruent. It's the same idea. It's just like this, only it's 2x plus 114 equals 360. Now, number 6. Number 6 looks like it's a much, much more difficult problem than it actually is. You're actually given the answer in the problem itself. If you can remember that arcs have a name, and their name is the degree measure of the central angle that creates them. All right, and that central angle that creates an arc, right? This angle cuts into the circle, and what's left in here is the arc created by that angle. Okay? Now, we're going to go find out what that angle measure is just because we know that these two chords are congruent. If we know that those two chords are congruent, then we know that the arc measure is exactly the same, and the actual length of the arc is the same. All right? But we're only looking for the angle measure of the arc. Okay? And so if this arc is 67 degrees, then that arc is 67 degrees. And because that arc is 67 degrees, the angle that created that arc has to be 67 degrees. Please understand this. I know you do. All right, so that's it. 4, 5, and 6. Good? See you soon.